All right, we are less than 2 weeks away from the early signing day period, and the Georgia staff is out going to see some top targets, top commitments left in the 2024 class. This is one of the busiest weeks I feel like the college coaches have all year long. They just wrapped up the regular season. Now you've got the transfer portal open. You can go make in-home visits with recruits, recruiting your own guys to stay, recruiting guys out of the portal, recruiting guys for the 24 class. These coaches are everywhere. And in this video, I'm just going to be breaking down, which prospects have seen the staff come in for visits, which players are expecting the staff to come and make their in-home a visit, and just where Georgia stands in the 2024 class. A lot going on. Of course, you can read all this over on Dawg Post. In fact, there's one little note that I've got over on Dawg Post, over on the website, that I can't share here on YouTube, but a 5-star prospect, one of the best prospects in the country, does have an in-home visit scheduled with the Georgia Bulldogs. Depending on when you're watching this, maybe it's already happened, maybe it's still right around the corner, but for the info on that, on this big-time player, go over to Dawg Post. I've got the news and notes all over there. So we want y'all to check out what we have. But for the rest of the story, I'm going to be breaking down where things are. So let's start off. Of course, Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann were in Texas 2 days ago. It was on the 6th. So that was on Wednesday to go see two of their top commitments in the 24 class. Justin Williams, a 5-star prospect, one of the top overall defenders in the country, and then Joseph Jonah Ajanye, big time, 6'5", 270-pound defensive lineman, can play on the edge, might be able to play some inside depending on how his development and growth goes when he gets to Athens. But two of the best defenders, not only in the state of Texas, in the country. Justin Williams, #1 linebacker, #8 overall prospect. Ajanye, #6 defensive lineman across the country, #34 overall. So they got their in-home, in-school type of visits with the staff. Ryan Puglisi had a visit from Mike Bobo this past week in Connecticut. Ryan Puglisi, a guy that y'all know all about. If you're on this channel, you've seen him throw in settings that you're not going to find anywhere else on YouTube. We were on top of his recruitment, his commitment highlights. He threw for just under 2,000 yards this year in a shortened season, right? 15 touchdowns, rushed 61 times for 361 yards and 3 more scores. The arm talent is there. The ball flies out of his arm, zips out of his arm, but he can run too. Big-time baseball player. He's got the arm. He's got the legs. Everyone's talking about Dylan Raiola for good reason. He's a possible generation type of quarterback, but Ryan Puglisi is very, very good in his own right. And Mike Bobo had their in-home visit with him on December 5th. I think it was the night of December 5th. Chris Cole, 4-star linebacker, long, athletic tackling machine out of Salem High School in Virginia. He told me that defensive coordinator Glenn Schumann will be in town for an in-home visit on Thursday. You're probably watching this on Thursday. So Glenn Schumann is going to be in Virginia today to check on Chris Cole. He's going to stay in Virginia because 4-star linebacker Chris Jones, bigger linebacker, versatile, can play outside, play inside. He's a 4-star guy. Had his senior season shortened due to injury, but this kid can play. He can get after it. He is expecting Glenn Schumann for his in-home visit on Friday. Chauncey Bowen's 4-star running back, from Florida, 5'11", 215 pounds, bowling ball, tackle breaking, chain moving type of back. He had his in-home visit last night, Wednesday night, with running backs coach Dill McGee. Again, this guy, through the first 9 games, that's all I saw on Max Preps and heard back from the staff, 811 yards, 10 touchdowns through his first 9 games. Better runner than people think, but he's a tackle-breaking machine. 4-star Daniel Calhoun out of Walton. They're playing in the 7A state title next week. Big, massive, powerful, physical tackle. Will probably play inside, I think, maybe in Athens. Maybe he still gets a shot at tackle. But he has plans for an in-home visit with Stacy Searles, the offensive line coach, Thursday or Friday. They're still figuring out those plans. But at the end of this week, I expect an in-home visit with Calhoun, with Stacy Searles, who went to check on Marquise Easley up in Illinois earlier this week. So again, he's out all over the country. The staff is out all over the country, checking in with their top guys, making sure they're all locked in this class. Colton Heinrich, 3-star tight end, earlier this week had his in-home visit with Todd Hartley. And Jaden Riddell, 4-star tight end, is expecting Hartley in town for an in-home visit on Thursday. I was confirmed with a source close there. As I'm getting text in, I'm trying to read them as I'm talking. Riddell Could be the next great pass catching tight end, number 4 tight end in the country, number 52 overall, 6'4", 235, plays the position like a receiver, really good route runner, big strong hands, had some iffy quarterback play this past year. Their quarterback just not experienced, could not get him the ball the way he or the team probably wanted, but he did catch 27 passes, 418 yards, and 4 touchdowns as a senior in Missouri this past fall. We've got some transfer portal notes. I forgot I put those in that story again. I think some good news from the portal could be heading Georgia's way very soon. And then there's a visitor update. Big-time offensive tackle, JUCO kid from California, is going to be in town this weekend for an official visit. For more on him, click on the story I have over on Dawg Post, all about where the coaches are, insider recruiting scoop. And again, there's a note on a 5-star target, a guy who I think would make an immediate impact the second he gets to Athens. And that young man has an in-home visit with Georgia. So we'll see if there's maybe a big-time flip or possibly 2. I think there's still maybe 2, maybe 3 spots left in this class. They're sitting at 28, I think, last I checked. Probably should have checked before this video. I think they're at 28. And this is a class that is going to be remembered probably for the quarterbacks, Dylan Raiola, Ryan Puglisi. I think one of those guys will be the future of Georgia football. But along the line of scrimmage, too, a lot of defensive linemen, a lot of offensive linemen, big guys who can move. So they're adding more big-time size and depth on both sides of the line of scrimmage. That's what I think we're going to remember from this class moving forward, along with maybe the next great, linebacker for Glenn Schumann. Roquan Smith has won a Butkus Award. So has Nakobe Dean. And Justin Williams might be that next guy. Big kid who can run and hit and tackle. He's a leader. He's a competitor. Number 1 linebacker in the country. There's a reason Glenn Schumann and those guys went out to Texas. Sammy Brown's great. Justin Williams is number 1 for a reason. I think he could be the next star linebacker at Georgia. But a lot of guys who are still figuring themselves out as a player. A lot of guys like Contavious Johnson who can play on both sides of the ball, or at least he does for Mays, but he's a big-time potential high-ceiling guy ranked as a 3-star right now. But Okonya Ogboko, Nnamdi Ogboko, excuse me, a raw, physical, big, massive 3-star out of North Carolina. It's guys like that who have a lot of potential. They're not signing a lot of guys who can maybe play early, but guys who can provide depth, and when their name is called, could be ready to be a big-time impact player. But still working on some guys in the secondary. I think they'd like to add another defensive back. Marcellus Barnes is a 4-star to know, former Virginia Tech commitment to keep your eye on. I think they want to add 1 more defensive lineman. That's possible. They only have 2 receiver commitments right now. Nitro Tuggle is actually taking an official visit to LSU the weekend before signing day. That's not exactly what Brian McClendon wants to hear right now. So, again, depending on when you're watching this, some of these, visits have happened. And there's more visits that I've written about over on Dawg Post. I want to give y'all a heads up on several guys, but for the extended list and a note on that big-time elite shiny 5-star that Georgia's trying to flip, make sure you head over to Dawg Post. You can sign up our free link down below. Check us out over there. A lot of scoop coming still. A lot of recruiting. This is, they don't have a game on Saturday, but this is still a crazy time for the Georgia staff. Again, the last thing they want to do, I think, right now is hit the road recruiting, but that's the life of a college football coach. The grind never stops, especially if you want to win big and be a championship level program and team. Is what you have to do. It's not the off season, it's recruiting season. And they're trying to lock down the number 1 recruiting class in 2024. That will start during the early signing day period, which starts December 20th, I believe. So not next Wednesday, but the one after that. It's the early period. Guys are signing. I expect most of Georgia's class to sign early. And like last year, I expect most of them to enroll early as well. Still putting a list together of guys who plan on signing, what time on the 20th, and how many of those guys will, head immediately to Athens right after that and help with bowl preparation for the Orange Bowl. Several guys do that just about every year, but I expect most of the class to enroll early and be there for spring practice, which is always important. But right now, they're on the road trying to lock up that class that I think will end up number 1 in the country once again. Could be one of Kirby Smart's best, but again, the quarterbacks, possible Butkus Award winner, big time pass catching tight end again, and lots of beef. Guys who can move, size, and the potential of both the offensive and defensive lines. Y'all, thanks for watching this video. Really appreciate it. The content is going to keep flowing here on the YouTube page, but we want to see y'all over on Dawg Post. Give us a shot on the website. You can sign up. Again, that newsletter, it's free to sign up. It's in the description below. Click on that. Would love to see you over on the website. Thanks for watching and enjoy that next video.